Good morning, everyone. It's November 5th, 2016. It's a Saturday. We're going to talk about stock screening for covered call writing. Got a question this week. Somebody asked me, how do I screen for my stocks? We're going to talk about that. Okay, let's get started. First thing, though, I want you to go, you're already here. I want you to go ahead and click that subscribe button, okay? Because if you're interested in anything that has to do with covered call writing, I do the videos. I talk about everything from time decay, the bad part of covered call writing, the dangers. I even tell you my success stories, okay? Hey, I'm not shy. I take this as a learning process for me and you, okay? If I can help one person out there learn how to make guaranteed income writing covered calls, hey, I feel like my work is done. But of course, it's never done, because when you write covered calls, you know it's more than just a quick YouTube video talking about, well, we buy a stock, we sell the call, we make money, we drive Porsches and Rolexes. No, not at all. In fact, I have 9 running covered calls for which I've been buying them back, writing new, buying them back, writing new. You know, we're in a sideways market, trending down. Got some, we got some news where the election's coming. Okay, you have to be active in this. So I talk about those things, and if you enjoy them, hey, click the like button. But I want you to subscribe, because you're going to get an email every time I do one of these videos. And as you can see, I like to do them a lot. Okay, so with that said, let's get into it. So, covered call writing. So to put it best, as much as I'd love to say this isn't a sort of a gut feeling thing, it is. There's an element of the gut feel with this, because at the end of the day, you have to own the stock. You have to own it. You have to go to sleep with it. Okay? So you own it in an up or down market, and you're responsible for that. So with that said, there's no magical scenario or screener that picks the perfect situation and you are going to win every time. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. Okay, so there's a lot of gut here. There's research, screeners, but remember, there's risk. Okay, without risk, we don't get reward. So I know that's going to disappoint some, but that's just the way it is. So the question is, where is your risk? Okay, because when I go to the various screeners, and there's a lot of free ones. You can go here. Okay, this is a great one. You can go to Born to Sell, although you have to have a membership. You can go to Fidelity, you can go to E-Trade. They're going to have screeners. And what they like to do, they like to show you these screens that show, the top covered call return on investment. Okay? A lot of them will sort by that, and the number just looks juicy. Okay? So you're either looking for two things here. You're looking for, or they think you're looking for, top percentage for the return on investment, or the top dollar. Like, oh, I'm going to get $4 for this premium, and wow, I own 1,000 shares of this volatile, not S&P 500 type stock, and my eyes got big and I went for it. Now I'm holding this non-S&P 500 stock that's very volatile. Probably don't know enough about it, but boy, I got that $4 premium. No, for me, too risky. That's why if you've been watching my videos, you know what I do. I look for crumbs, and we do it time and time again. Okay? Crumbs meaning we pick up great companies that I can hold. I can go on vacation, be in vacation, and we got bad things happening, like Nike, but I own Nike. Nike's going to be here today, tomorrow, the next day. They just are. Great company. I love Nike. Okay? Doesn't mean Nike fits your risk reward. But for me, it does. And if it does fall, I'm holding a great company. Now, the premiums won't be as big because, again, the premium you're paying for the come, meaning will it get to that strike? And boy, again, so let's get back to the screening here. You'll see over here, this screener, for example, they love this, is out of date because I don't have a membership. But notice they're just showing these juicy premiums, 79%. You got to own this stock. I don't know nothing about it. First of all, it's $4. Okay, hate to diss the stock, but really, no. So for me, look at Microsoft here. Love Microsoft. Again, it's another great company. Yeah, you're not going to collect the high returns on investment, but every time I write a covered call, if I'm making 1.6%, that is money bagged in the pocket, and I own Microsoft, who's killing their numbers. They're a legacy, huge tech company with more cash to pay their dividend than they can even ask. So I love companies like Microsoft. Okay? Yeah, the percentages aren't big, the premiums aren't big, but I can keep knocking them out day after day. Okay? Had to stop the presentation. I had to find my presentation. Hey, I'm not a pro here, but definitely want to give you guys the information. So I'm going to give you just a quick something to think about when you are screening for covered calls. We're going to talk about where I am with this. Okay. With covered calls, you want to have a game plan, because once you get involved in a stock trade, okay, you have to have a plan. You can't just execute the trade and go hit the beach and everything work out perfect. Okay, the stock may run up, may run down. You may want to buy it back. There's a lot of things you want to do, and I talk about those in my video. Okay, it can be a very static position to take, but most of the time is very dynamic because we want to make more money. But for example here, I use this example where if you've ever seen a coach on the sideline, he has this card. He has this play card, okay? And what that play card does, it sets up scenarios. And that play card allows him to make decisions, okay, in a timely fashion, because they only have seconds based on what's happening. So if X happens, we're going to do this. If Y happens, we're going to do that. So you have to have a play card, and you have to be ready to act. Okay, sitting on your hands in this kind of market, not good. Okay, so with that in mind, let's talk about. And by the way, this I want to give credit to this right here. This is Bollinger Bands and RSI. This is from CoveredCalls.com. I have a subscription. I didn't ask them permission to use this. I mean, this isn't proprietary information, but I want to give them credit for this because I did snip it from their site. So that's CoveredCalls.com. But what you have is you have a couple things. We have stock prices that go higher and lower, trade sideways. Okay, stocks can do many things. In the scenario of a stock going higher, I'm going to use this example where we have a stock going higher like Microsoft, and if you don't know what Bollinger Bands are, go to YouTube, run a quick video on that. Okay. Stock traders, big stock market traders will use Bollinger Bands to buy and sell, okay, for the most part. I mean, if there's no news, and it trades within the Bollinger Band range. Usually something at the top means it's touching highs, it's breaking through resistance, as you can see. I mean, Microsoft just keeps breaking resistance, going higher. Love that, right? Well, the Bollinger Band, the top line of the Bollinger Band, notice how when it hits it, maybe comes off a bit, heads higher, okay? Based on this play card over here, we have stock prices that touches the upper end of the Bollinger Band, and here's your RSI right here, okay? Usually when a stock is hitting the top side of the Bollinger Band, that RSI is going to be at the top side of the RSI, so it's going to be near 70, okay? Well, real traders on Wall Street will use these numbers to buy and sell. So right now, the idea is with no big news, Microsoft might sell off a little bit. Okay, so in this scenario, you have a relative high in the stock price, which means there could be a downturn coming. And sure enough, every time you see Microsoft hit that top line, it sort of peels off. And eventually the sellers come to take their profits and it hits the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Well, in the case of Microsoft, look what happens. It rallies back up and we start to head higher. Okay, in the case of Microsoft. Well, they tell you, or this will suggest that you sell the stock outright because it sounds like you may have made some gains. Buy puts. I'm not a put buyer, but the idea there is that you're at the top and you think it might go lower, so you're going to buy a put. You're going to put the price on somebody when it goes lower, or you sell deep in the money covered calls. Deep in the money meaning we're at the top of the range. If you sell a covered call, let's say right here we're at $59.92 current stock price, and you sell a 55, you're going to get $4 in real money plus any premium. That's a deep in the money covered call. You think it's going to go down. What's going to happen? Let's just say that $5 call, it's just a number I made up, that $5 call, if it's at the top and it comes down, that $5 call is going to come down with the stock. Say it comes down to 55. The entire premium comes out of it. There's no real money in it. You'll be able to buy that call back for under $1. Keep the $4 in your wallet. You're now going to write another covered call. Now, in that case, as it comes down, it's probably going to touch the lower part of the Bollinger Band, right? Well, look what it's got here. The stock reduces to the lower part of the Bollinger Band, which means the stock has reached a low and might be ready for an upturn. Okay? You want to actually sell it out of the money covered call. So now you're at 55. You sell that 59, you may get $3, and now the stock goes higher. Okay? So you'll get the stock appreciation as well as the premium. Let's look at the next example, which is a stock that has fallen off to the bottom. It is Nike. Nike might be a time where you do buy some shares right there out of the money covered calls, meaning it's at 50 now. So we're going to write a 54 or a 53, right? And we get a little premium. And as the stock goes higher, we get stock appreciation from 50 to 53. That's $3. Plus we get the premium, make some money. Hopefully it's under expiration. We keep our shares, we keep our premium, and the stock moved higher. All right. So I'm going to use those examples today. With that said, do a screenshot here. This is coveredcalls.com. Use things like this to screen stocks. But again, it gets back to, you have to own the stock. You have to live with that stock. So as it goes up and down, you own it. That goes back to my my video on covered calls, where the downside of covered calls is you own the stock and you got to live with it. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to end the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Again, is this the perfect recipe for a perfect covered call pick? Hey, there's no perfection, because there's always gut feeling and hunches and things like that. Just narrow the risk by using great stocks. Don't try to overreach for premium. Don't overreach for that big juicy percentage. Okay? We want crumbs. A little bit here, a little bit there. We do it multiple times. We limit risk. We put money in our wallet. So with that said, I'm going to end with where I'm at on the year. Okay, had a huge couple months, but now it is steady Eddie with the covered calls. So far, I've pocketed that. Got this nice little spreadsheet that breaks it down, because remember, I am looking to do this in retirement. So I look at everything not from a percentage, but from a dollar aspect, so I can make X amount of money per month, and I can budget my retirement lifestyle. So that's how I break it down. And with that said, my running total right now is I have all of these. all of these running right now. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Is that 10? I thought I had 9. Like I said, sometimes I use my ROO, other times I don't. But here is what I will bag if it closes, and we just keep doing this. We churn this, we churn this. Okay, folks? Hope you're learning something. Again, subscribe to the video. Subscribe, and like the video if you like it. And hey, till next time, I hope all your covered calls are profitable.